When the police catch criminals, they often resort to using violent tactics to escape. However, some people are so entitled that they think they can flirt and seduce their way out of trouble in order to avoid punishment. Here is a list of people who thought they were above the law. Kelly Barton. Driving a special needs patient for work, Kelly Barton crashed into a lamppost. When the police arrived, she seemed intoxicated. Although she admits to having had too much to drink, she denies being the one driving, despite it being her job. However, security camera footage from a gas station proves that she was driving. As a result, she now faces charges of driving under the influence, DUI, and neglecting her responsibility towards the patient. During the incident, an ambulance arrives to perform tests on Kelly. To avoid the consequences, she starts flirting with the police officers at the scene. Despite her efforts, multiple tests confirmed that she was well over the legal alcohol limit, leading to her arrest for intoxicated driving. Skylar Floss. Skylar Floss, an 18-year-old, posted a video bragging about how she allegedly got away with a DUI. In the video, she claimed that she tricked the police officer by being flirtatious and quick-witted, leading him to let her off with just a warning. However, when the officer's body camera footage was examined, it revealed a different story. The officer had pulled Skylar over for weaving on the road, suspecting she might be intoxicated. After a brief interaction, he gave her a warning instead of a ticket, ensuring she could continue driving. Skylar's video also suggested she blew a ridiculously high breathalyzer reading. It was later discovered that she wasn't even tested in the first place. Further investigations found other videos of Skylar drinking heavily at a party before the incident. She eventually admitted to her wrongdoings and confessed to driving under the influence. However, no action was taken against her or the officer for not testing her during the initial stop. Lydia Badillo. Lydia Badillo was caught attempting to transport 2 illegal immigrants across the Mexican border. When things started to unravel, she tried to seduce the officer to get out of trouble. However, her attempt at flirting didn't work. The officer, remaining professional, discovered that Lydia's identification was fake, and the 2 women with her were illegal immigrants from El Salvador. These women were potentially saved from a life of forced labor and sex work under a debt bondage service. Lydia was arrested, and the 2 immigrants were sent back over the border. Brooke Teague. Brooke Teague's encounter with a police officer took an unexpected turn. She was pulled over for swerving on the road, and when the officer approached her, she greeted him in a friendly and flirtatious manner. During their conversation, it became apparent that Brooke had likely consumed more than 1 drink, despite her initial denial. The officer conducted sobriety tests, and Brooke's playful demeanor continued, making it challenging for her to perform the test properly. Despite her attempts to charm the officer, she failed the sobriety test and was eventually arrested for driving under the influence. After searching her car and finding nothing significant, she was taken to the police station. The chemistry between Brooke and the officer continued during the process, making it an unforgettable encounter. However, her attempt to use charm to get away with the DUI didn't work. 19-year-old girl. One of the shocking encounters involved a 19-year-old girl who was seen weaving between lanes and throwing unknown things out of her car window. Suspicious of her behavior, the officer pulled her over for questioning. The girl claimed she was a stripper at a dancer's bar and was texting her boyfriend, who was at home with her kids. During the conversation, the officers noticed signs of possible intoxication. Her speech was slightly slurred and her eyes were glazed. Despite her denial of drinking, the officers were doubtful. They asked her to perform sobriety tests, but she seemed reluctant and cold, expressing discomfort. She attempted the test but didn't perform well, losing her balance on the final one. As a result, she was arrested. On the way to the police vehicle, she revealed that there were weapons in her car, and her behavior changed drastically. The encounter with the officers ended with the girl's arrest due to suspected intoxication and weapons in her car. Amelia Bassoon. Amelia Bassoon was arrested for the murders of Cynthia and Sean Stack. The detective suspected she helped her husband cover up the crime. Amelia tried to seduce the detectives during the interrogation to escape the murder. Amelia initially used a high-pitched and timid tone of voice, but it was evident she was employing flirtatious signs such as exposing her neck and making body movements to protect herself. The investigation revealed that Bassoon, a suspect in the case, had drafted 2 checks totaling $50,000 from a client's account in March. Amelia was an employee at a bank and used her position to steal money from the man. Her husband, Josh, then shot Cynthia and Sean when they started asking questions about the theft. Throughout the interview, Amelia alternated between acting open and honest and exhibiting signs of discomfort, like hunching over and crossing her arms. That concludes today's video. Thanks for watching.